So, you know, before I started this trail, I heard a lot of people say, you won't complete it, you know. You can't do it in 110 days, which is my goal. And, you know, it's can't. And it's funny because most of the people are saying it because they can't do it. So what do? They try to bring you back down to their level. Because if they can't do it, they don't want you to be able to do it. They don't realize how much it hurts and it eats away at you. But like as David Goggins says, use that shit as powder pellets. So when the going gets tough and you're freaking doing something, whether it's a marathon or an ultra marathon or a hike or some kind of competitive event, maybe even taking a test, you know, in college, use that shit as power pellets and just eat those power pellets and remember what they said about you. You know, maybe you're black, maybe even called the N-word by some, you know, white racist or just by anybody. You know what? Screw them. They don't know you. They don't know where you come from, and they don't know how much heart you have. You know, you take that shit and you use that again. Power pellets, eat it. And every time you have success, you know that deep down inside, they can't hurt you. They can't hurt you because they don't know you. Maybe you're gay. You know what? Who cares about somebody's sexuality? If they can get the job done, who cares, you know? We have NFL players that have come out and said that they're gay. They're in the NFL. They made it further than anybody they played high school or college football with that made fun of them for possibly being gay. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit on that. Use it. You got to use all that as your inspiration to fuel you when you get through these hard times. Oh, it ain't easy out here on the Appalachian Trail. Trust me. There are ups and downs and not in just the mountains. I'm talking the mental aspect, the cold weather, the weather going down into the teens, the hiking on the ice, hiking through water and mud, and just the suck. I mean, you got to embrace the suck out here. There was this one hiker, I watched her documentary, and her dad used to say to her, "Suck it up, buttercup." And she wound up getting that on a locket and wearing it around her neck while she was hiking. Her boyfriend actually got it for her. But again, you know, you got to find something to get you going. That's a great slogan right there. Suck it up, buttercup. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep moving, one step forward. I mean, every time you feel like giving up, you take one more step. You know, you can't ever give up. See that? That was a slip and fall. That happens at least 3-4 times a day. And if you slip and fall and it hurts your feelings and you want to quit, you got to find a way to keep going. It hurts. It hurts when you actually fall. Trust me. But I made this video in case, you know, there's a young man or a young woman out there that thinks that they can't succeed because other people say they can't succeed. You look yourself in the mirror. As David Goggins says, the accountability mirror. Look yourself in the mirror and go for it. If you're 5'7", the chances of you making the NBA, yeah, it's slim. But nobody can stop your dream. Go for it. Go for it. And when you're ready to say, you know what, I've had enough, then you cash in. And you take in your chips and you cash in. But don't let somebody else tell you you can't do something. I did that all through my life when I was younger. You know, in high school, the only thing that ever kept me going back to baseball was the love of it. But I was always scared that I was going to get benched, you know, or I wasn't going to remain the starting catcher because I came from a poor family, from the wrong side of town, and all the other kids, you know, they had family members that, you know, were involved in the school and they yada, 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 yada. But I kept going back. But I tell you what I do regret. I listened to a couple of the players on my high school team that said I would never make the Babe Ruth team. So I didn't go out for it. They said there was a better, more talented catcher. So I let it get the best of me, and I never went for it. I remember senior year, the coach from Rutgers University, said he wanted me to be his catcher. And, you know, I didn't understand, like, how I can go to college. I wasn't even a good high school student. And, you know, I let it get the best of me. And I gave myself every reason why I wasn't going to be able to make it into college. But I still remember that. I was in North Darlington at the game. He walked up to me after the game, and he said, "This is what you need on your ASVAB. This is where you need to be in your class," which he said that part really didn't matter because you can't change it, you know, class ranking. And then I had to have at least a 2.0 grade point average. I didn't have the money to go to college. I didn't understand tuition assistance. So I made every damn excuse why I couldn't go. And you know what? I probably would have never made it to the major leagues or made anything with baseball. But I regret that I let my brain take over and tell me that I couldn't do something because of everything I was being told. Last thing, you know, in high school, I had one female friend that I would talk to. Her name was Amy Smith. Amy, if you hear this, I'm sorry that I put your name in this video if it bothers you. But she was the only friend that was female in high school that I really had. Because I would never talk to any of the women, young, my classmates, because I was shy. Well, I didn't have nothing to offer. I was just a poor kid. I looked in the mirror and I thought I was just some ugly kid, They never give me a chance. The one time I did, I think it was 8th grade, I brought a dozen roses to the front door of this girl's mansion. It really was a mansion in North Arlington. Her mother came to the door, I gave her the roses, and I never heard anything about it. It was never anything. And I think from that day on, that was one of the moments that, it kind of set me back. Because I don't know. It was like a big step for me to actually do something like that. I stepped out of my norm, and it was a huge setback. Either way, the reason I bring this up is because for that young man out there, if there's somebody you like, just take the chance, man. Just take the chance. It don't matter if you're, a teenager or in your 20s. Maybe you're working in an office and you just want to talk to that girl, and you're just like me. You're too shy. The worst thing she's gonna say is no. I don't want to go out for coffee, or I don't want to, go out to get lunch with you. I mean, and I'm saying this, and trust me, I still am a pretty shy guy. I don't really I step out of my little circle of, going out of my way to ask somebody, that kind of question. But don't be like me when it comes to that, The worst thing somebody can say is no. And, it's funny because after high school, I dated this girl that was a grade behind me. And she said to me, she's like, there was a lot of girls in high school that actually liked you, but they thought you were stuck up. And I was floored by that because, guys, you got to realize that sometimes when you're shy, it might come off as you're stuck up. Because that's how they thought I was, when it was the complete opposite. The complete opposite. There were so many girls that I liked in high school, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna take a chance. I'm too shy. She ain't gonna go out with me. What do I have? Nothing. So guys, take the chance, man. If there's someone you really like, you don't know, man, that might be your future wife. And if you don't take the chance, you'll never know. And obviously, ladies, if you want to ask a guy, but usually the chivalrous thing to do is a guy asks a girl out. But anyway, I made this video for whoever's out there that, is just that kind of person. It's kind of like I was, and sometimes I still am. And, you just got to take the chance, take what people say you can't do, and use it. And then you become successful. And then you become whatever they say you can't be. And let them sit back and figure out how they want to take it, Because at the end of the day, when those people are in your brain, they're there rent free. I think that was Goggins too. I think he said that. You're letting people live up in your brain rent free. They don't even know it. They're just up there chilling out, and every time you get down, they're there saying, you suck. They ain't paying you rent. They don't even know. They're probably out there having a grand old time. Just try your hardest. I know it's not easy, but only by the grace of God did I get out of, the lifestyle I was living, joined the Marine Corps, made it to the highest ranks, and I'm here today to be able to enjoy life, and be successful and not be poor anymore, It's not a bad thing to be poor. It's not. It builds character. It builds some of the best humans that we have in this world today. some of the greatest success stories started off poor. Look at Oprah Winfrey, you know? I mean, there are many, many people out there that started off, you know, they were living bologna off a hand, you know? They didn't even have bread to put it on. So don't think that just because where you come from, you can't be successful, because success is all in how much you want it. You know, how much are you willing to give? You gotta do the work. You gotta put the work in, you know? You can't always, you know, complain or say it's his fault or her fault, you know? There's gonna be failures, you know? But they're not necessarily failures, they're learning experiences. Every time you do something, just because it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, it doesn't mean that it was a failure. That's a building block. Look at Einstein. What did he say? Something like he failed 1,000 times before he created the light bulb? Or was that Edison? I don't know. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying. It's just like, you gotta experiment. You just gotta take a chance. So, I hope nothing in this video has offended anybody. It really is just me speaking from the heart, because I listen to so many other people that inspired me, and I hope that this maybe touches one young man or woman, and they realize that you can be anything you put your mind to. I mean, you know, there's no end. I mean, obviously, you know, some things are harder than others. You know, being a rocket scientist, you know, is hard, but give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to, you know, be able to walk on Mars. You know, we're going there next. Anyway, I'm sorry I digressed so much, and I hope that this helps somebody that's maybe sitting there, you know, in their room and thinks that they're not worth it, because you are worth it. You're worth more than you know. So hold on, don't give up, keep your head high, stay confident, and, you know, just find something to believe in, because in the hardest times, you got to pull back and be able to have something to believe in. You know, I'm not saying anything, you know, I'm not trying to get religious, but just something, you know, because there's going to be times when there's no one else there, and you're going to have to pull back, and, you know, even if it's just, maybe it's your dog, or, you know, I loved my dog. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good week, and stay motivated, and always be comfortable being uncomfortable. Success breeds when you're uncomfortable and you're comfortable with that situation, because never are you going to be so comfortable that it's not going to be challenging. Love you all. Happy hiking.